So I was making a series of nervous systems for buildings, and at the same time, people in my family were starting to get diagnosed with certain neurodegenerative conditions. I've been thinking about the brain a lot for, over 5 years, and then sort of ironically, the sort of subtext in my personal life was that people in my family were sort of fading away or getting erased because cells in their brain were being attacked by these disease processes. And so I started thinking a lot about memory and the self, and because it really raises some sort of like profound questions about how memory creates the self. Like, is the self an essential thing about who we are, or is it a performance that we recreate every day based on what we remember about who we think we are? Even though I'd been using my memory for my entire life, I actually had almost no idea how it worked, and I had no sense really of like, I think I thought of it in this Hollywood way that most people do, as if it was like a video archive in my head. And actually, that's not really how memory works at all. Memory is very plastic, and it's constantly shifting. And like one of the nicest, I think really beautiful sentences from cognitive psychology is that they say, every act of retrieval is an act of encoding. And that's their way of saying, whenever you remember something, you change that memory. And the memory that you store back in your head is a new memory that's been changed by the fact of remembering it. And that's a really good description of how memory works.
It was more just she was listening and thinking, if I learn this song, it will be emblazoned in my memory forever. And so I'll never forget that word. That was really the idea. It was an experiment, really. She started to build these sculptures that would play the songs. They had speakers embedded in the sculptural elements. And she had never worked with sound before and never worked with speakers before. And I had never worked in a gallery space before. So that's when the collaboration really became this really rich give and take and back and forth about how they should sound, how they should look. And she started to really build what I saw as musical instruments that played these songs and that inhabited this sort of gallery space.
One of the things that we were really interested in too was this idea that memory is very tied to the body. So the materials, are plastic, light, video, and sound coming through. I think it's like 56 speakers. So we tried to make it so that you use your whole body to experience this memory. You actually think about how you hear sounds behind you and above you and below you. You're aware of things in your peripheral vision. You're aware of what's behind you and in front of you. You lean in to look at things closer. Some things are above or below eye level. We're aware of 360 degrees of the world around us.